to Sonapura in Tripura for movement of ships by a legend of whom the river is being explored, which would link the Chittagong to Kaldia and Ashivan port. Also, signing of the BVI motor vehicle agreement opening up of Chittagong port. Bus service between Agartala, Dhaka, and Kolkata. And other initiatives have unfolded new avenues for transit and transshipment in the region. The state capital Agartala is now connected by broad gauge railway, which is already extended up to Bologna and is being further connected to Sabroon. Agartala is also being connected to Bangladesh by railway. Agartala Airport, recently renamed as Maharaja Veer Vikram Airport, is the second busiest airport in the northeast. This airport is now being further upgraded as an international airport. The state is presently power surplus and power tariffs are low. Two large gas thermal power generation projects, ONGC Tripura Power Project and NEEPCO Monarchak, are already commissioned. Besides, Tripura is the third internet gateway after Chennai and Mumbai. BSNL has leased 10 Gbps bandwidth from Bangladesh Submarine Cable Company Limited. Tripura has a vast pool of educated and trained manpower. The literacy rate of the state is higher than the national average, and the state has an excellent network of educational institutions. All this has created a vibrant pool of youth, competent and eager to support industrial growth. Tripura has also achieved significant improvement in developing industrial infrastructure. As of now, Tripura has an industrial growth center, an export promotion industrial park, a food park, a bamboo park, a rubber park, and a apparel park. From Tripura, the northeastern state that means business.
Thank you. I now request Dr. P.K. Goel, Secretary, Department of Industries and Commerce, to address the gathering and present the industrial scenario of Tripura.
Good morning to all. Honorable Chief Minister of Tripura, Shri Vipul Kumar Dev, Honorable Minister Industry and Commerce, Government of Tripura, Shri Manoj Kanti Dev ji, Chairman TIDC, Shri Tinku Rai ji, Chairman Labor Board, Shri Sabar Dhanania ji, Dr. D.K. Sharma, Principal Chief Conservator of Forest and Head of Forest Force, Deputy MD Nawab, Shri Shadi KV, Shri Pradesh Sureka, President ICC, Shri Tariq Kumar, Director Industry and Commerce, other senior officers present in this hall, public representatives present with us today, esteemed guests and delegates from various companies, associations and industry bodies coming from different parts of the country, media persons, ladies and gentlemen. It gives me immense pleasure to welcome you all to the destination Tripura Investment Summit 2021, which is the first ever investment summit organized by the state of Tripura. This may be our first investment summit, but surely it is not our last. This summit was supposed to be organized during April-May last year, but due to the COVID-19 pandemic situation, this had to be deferred. And such a large number of industry persons have responded to our invitation this time, despite the challenges posed by the COVID-19 and the recent onslaught of Omicron. It gives a lot of encouragement to the department. During this 2-day event, we will be having 6 sectoral seminars, where the officers from the department will be interacting with the industrial persons about the scope in different sectors which the Tripura offers. In this time allotted to me, I will give you all a brief overview of the potential that Tripura offers to the potential investors and why should a company set up a manufacturing unit in Tripura. Next. Coming to the brief profile of Tripura. Tripura is the 3rd smallest state in India, and out of the 7 northeastern states, it is the smallest. 10,000 square kilometer area, 60% is hilly and forested, and surrounded by Bangladesh on 3 sides. 856 kilometer of border is with Bangladesh. Population base is around 40 lakh. Density is as comparable to Indian density. Gross domestic product, state GSDP is 59,000 crore and per capita income is better than the national average. Next. If you see the regional map, we can see the exact location of Tripura. It is located in the southern western part of the northeast. Kolkata is quite far away from here, 1645 traditionally, I am talking about earlier sense. Guwahati around 600 kilometers, New Delhi around 2600 kilometers. And the chicken neck corridor, Siliguri corridor is around 1000 kilometers from here. But this situation is going to change very soon. The major constraint which Tripura had, which prevented any investor from coming to Tripura was exactly this point, the distances from the major towns, distances from the mainland India. But next, if we see in this slide, we are going to get access through Bangladesh, access to Chittagong port, access to rail through Bangladesh with Kolkata, and the distance between Kolkata and Agartala, which is right now around 1600 kilometers, it will come down to less than 500 kilometers. So Kolkata, as we know, is well connected through railway to the southern and western India. So directly from Maharashtra anybody has to come. So it will be a straight access, directly Kolkata and through Kolkata, Dhaka, Tripura. So movement of goods between between Tripura and other parts of India, central India, western India, it will become much easier, time efficient and cost efficient. Next. What are the different advantages being offered by Tripura? If we can categorize this, one, it is endowed with natural resources. As was mentioned in the video, we are a rich source of rubber, tea, bamboo, agar. You might be aware, Tripura is the 2nd largest rubber producer in the northeastern India. We are contributing to around 6% of the national natural gas. And as per the MOPNG, we have explored only 25% of our production. So natural gas availability and production in Tripura is going to increase manifold. Improved connectivity, as I already mentioned, our focus is on HIRA model. Working on highways, internet way, railway and airway. The government is working on all these 4 fronts together. International trade opportunities, due to the location, we are in the heart of the Bangladesh. The location is like we are protruding into Bangladesh and very close to the Southeastern Asian countries. So lot of potential access to Chittagong we get. We have already, the agreement has been signed and the procedure is being finalized. So from here exporting anything to Bangladesh and Southeastern Asian countries will be very cheaper. Next. all the potential which Tripura offers in different sectors, it is untapped. Second largest producer of rubber in the country, highest producer of jackfruit, producer of GI tag, queen pineapple. We are a power surplus state, low power tariffs. 1/5 of the total state's area, around 2,000 square kilometers, is under bamboo. Tea gardens and natural gas, which I already said. Along with that, a lot of tourist destinations. Hardly any tourist footfall has been there till now. But if you see, one of the 51 Shakti Beats is there for religious tourism. Largest water palace. We are all aware about the water palace of Udaipur. But hardly anybody knows that the largest water palace is in Tripura. Neer Mahal we call it. Dungur Lake with 48 islands. Chabimura, the way to Chabimura is, it is a beautiful rock carving, and the way to Chabimura is, we call it Amazon of the biggest bus leaf, Unakoti. Paragliding has been started at the highest hill range, Jambu Hill. Next, about the strategic location, I won't dwell much, already I have spoken. Only thing is that official trade with Bangladesh is doubling every 3 to 4 years. So it is multiplying very fast, and you may be surprised to know that the wheat from Western India is being exported to Bangladesh through Tripura right now. They are not using the route available to Kolkata, Benapur, Metropole, but the exporters are preferring the route through Kolkata due to the facilities available and due to the time which it takes at Benapur, Metropole to export the thing. Next. Connectivity improvement, road network is better, like we have all the villages, all the subdivision blocks, all interior parts are well connected through a stable road network. And an alternative, we are connected to a single highway. But the work on alternative connectivity is going on, NHIPCL is already in the process. And with that, the time which it takes around 5 hours to reach the Tripura-Assam border, it will take 3 hours. Rail network, broad gauge is there, then link with Kolkata already mentioned. Air link, we are the second busiest airport in the northeast. New terminal building is almost ready, and proposal is there to upgrade it to the international airport. Then very soon we will be connected through river and sea routes. Next. Connectivity wise, if we see teleconnectivity wise, the third international internet gateway through Box Bazaar, it comes through Tripura. Other two are one at Mumbai, another at Chennai. So third one is through Tripura. Power, already mentioned. Teleconnectivity is good. All the villages in Tripura are covered with mobile network. And gas, I have already mentioned. We have a very good network of CNG, PNG pipelines. Around 50,000 households in Agartala are already connected. All the districts in the state are covered under geographical area, which is declared by the PNG. We have a very good industrial infrastructure. The largest industrial area, Bhujang Nagar, is just 10 kilometers from here. I would request those of you who want to visit it, hardly takes 15 minutes to go there. Apart from that, different sector-wise industrial estate, food park, rubber park, bamboo park, these are there. We are promoting a wood-based industrial park also. Just to base it on bamboo-based furniture units, plywood units, also rubber wood-based plywood units. For those, we have come up with a separate industrial park for that. Agarbatti-based industrial estate, Kumarghat is there. And we are partnering with ADB. ADB has sanctioned a loan, PRF facility, for upgrading the infrastructure in the industrial estates. So whatever gaps were there in the industrial infrastructure, these will be plugged very soon. Next. Seeing the potential which Tripura has, we expect that very soon Tripura will be becoming an economic corridor for the northeast and maybe a logistic hub for the entire northeast, second to Guwahati. So with that thing in mind, we are developing a logistic hub near Sabroom in the South Tripura district. from where the connection with Chittagong is there. And it will be spread over 85 acres of land, and TIDC is developing it. We are partnering with ADB for development of this logistic hub. Okay. 2 years back, SEZ has been sanctioned by the Government of India. Again, around the Sabroom. It is a multi-sector SEZ, around 42 acres of land is there. TIDC is the developing agency. Maybe within 1.5 years, the SEZ will be ready for those who want to set up export-oriented units with Bangladesh and other southeastern countries in mind. So the investment can be done in the SEZ. Next. As I said that sector-wise detailed briefing will be done in the sectoral seminars, which will involve discussion also with the investors. But just giving a brief overview. One of the major sectors which Tripura economy offers is the horticulture sector. We are reaching 3 particular kind of fruit: pineapple, jackfruit and citrus. Organic cultivation is being promoted. A particular scheme has been taken by the state government for promotion of organic cultivation as well as organic certification. Farmers are being aggregated into FPC, farmer producer companies. Already 15 of them are working. Integrated pack house is underway. And to give a coordinated effort to this development of fruit sector, formation of Tripura pineapple and jackfruit mission is underway, and maybe within a month's time the mission will be launched. Next. Yeah, pineapple is the main fruit. The total production is around 142,000 metric ton. We are the 4th largest producer of pineapple, and believe me, pineapple of Tripura is one of the tastiest you will find in the entire country. Due to that, the fresh pineapple from the state is being exported to not only national market but to outside India also for last 3-4 years. Next. Another sector is food processing. We grow a lot of rice, potato, pineapple, jackfruit, lime already mentioned. Cashew nuts are there, like state is very good, environment is very good for growth of cashew nuts. So the industry is based on these products, whether it is juice, jelly, concentrates, bakery, biscuits, even meat processing units. Modern rice mills can be set up, and there are different schemes of Government of India, different scheme of Government of Tripura which can help in setting up of these industries. Another major sector which has given a boost to the economy of the state in the recent years is sector is rubber. We are the 2nd largest rubber producer state in the country. And while rubber production in the state of Kerala has stagnated, the rubber production in Tripura is increasing. More and more area is being added. We are hopeful that another 30,000 can be brought under rubber cultivation in the coming 4-5 years. And rubber production can go up by another 35 to 40% from what we are producing right now. It is already contributing around 1,500 crore to the state's economy without having much of a local processing facility. Rubber is being converted into ISNR and sheets and exported outside, sent outside of the state for actual product manufacturing. Rubber wood is another sector about which I briefly mentioned. There are many plantations which have outlived their utility in their production period, and that wood is now ready to be converted into for industrial use, be it furniture, be it plywood or any other use which the industry may think of. And from our corporation side, we are ready to provide a guarantee to the industrialist that a particular quantity of rubber wood will be given to those, so that you don't have to worry about getting the rubber wood. Next. Rubber is also identified as a third sector. Being a third sector, additional incentives over and above the normal incentive which the policy offers are being offered for the rubber-based industry. Technical side, Rubber Board of India has a branch in Agartala. So the state has potential for both latex-based and industries and the dry-based industries. Next. Bamboo, as I have already mentioned, 1/5 of the state is under bamboo. The total yield, if you will compare it, is slightly less because right now not much of use is there of the bamboo, so people are not tapping. But this production can go up easily by another 5 to 6 times, or maybe 10 times. State has, in the last 3-4 years, focused on planting more commercially viable, commercially important species like Tripura. We are just for aggregating the bamboo, because we are aware that collection and supplying bamboo from the interior areas to the industry is a challenge. We are establishing 2 bamboo depots at 2 major points where bamboo comes, one at Margat and one at Chatmagar. Those of you who are aware about Tripura slightly, who have visited, they might be aware that these are 2 places which are very important from bamboo point of view. So our bamboo depots are ready, and very soon, we are going for handing it over to the private players, to the associations who are operating. Next. Bamboo has industrial applications, and in fact, one industry, Mutha Industries, have shown that bamboo can be converted into wood and made into tiles, flooring units. Other units like round stakes, bamboo briquettes, bamboo furniture, handicraft, etc., already there. Bamboo charcoal, activated charcoal. These are the areas where industries can be put using the bamboo being grown in the state. Next. Next. These are some of the glimpses of bamboo waste industry and how we are promoting bamboo processing in the interior areas. Next. Tea is a traditional sector. We are having around 54 tea gardens producing around 9 to 10 million kg of made tea every year. The scope is in the specialty teas, maybe blending, packaging, various kind of like ginger tea, green tea, masala tea, tea bags. So these kind of industries can be set up based on the tea which is being produced in Tripura. Next. IT, as I have already said, we are the 3rd internet gateway. Already large companies, IT-based companies, are recruiting manpower from Tripura. So if an IT company comes and sets up base here, we have the fastest internet, low power. Power is one of the major cost factor for these companies. So power tariffs are low. Large companies already taking, so quality manpower is available. State government has come up with 2 new policies for promotion of IT sector, ITEM policy and data center policy. Also for promotion of startups, new generation innovative network scheme. It has been launched by the state government. Next. Agar is one area where Tripura traditionally has a strength. In fact, the name Agartala is derived from the word Agar. With lot of persuasion with the central government, the export of Agar has been permitted. Local Agar has been permitted by Government of India, and export quota has been given. We have around 5 billion mature Agar trees in our private, not in the forest, but private plantation. And state government is working on artificial inoculation of these trees. So the units based on Agar, like Agar chips unit, Agar oil units, perfume units, these can easily come up, and these are high value units. A lot of value addition is there if we work with Agar. Next. Tourism is one sector which I have already mentioned. Next. Handloom handicraft. Tripura people are traditional weavers. They work with handicrafts, and the skill which these people possess is second to none. So those who want to source any material, any handicraft, handloom items from Tripura can easily look forward. If you give a design, we can help the art. We can work with the artisan to produce those kind of designs. Next. state has a very good network of higher education, lots of general degree colleges and technical colleges of all kinds are there. Just to emphasize that the availability of well-educated, qualified manpower is not a challenge in the state of Tripura. And also there is a scope for setting up private universities, private colleges, either purely on a private basis or in PPP mode. Next. Poultry sector is also another promising sector. We are short of almost 3 lakh, 13 crore eggs are being imported annually. Around 3 lakh eggs are needed every day in the state. So there is a scope of putting poultry layer farm of 3 lakh birds in the state. Also there is a scope for setting up a feed-based poultry feed, animal feed-based industry. Next. In order to provide incentives just to help the industries come, the state government has taken initiatives, many initiatives in the last 2-3 years. Tripura Industries Facilitation Act has been passed. Single window online clearance system service portal has been launched. Many other reforms which are mandated by DPIIT has been fully carried out in the state. Next. We are offering different kinds of subsidies depending upon the unit type, unit size. Bigger units handle subsidies there, central incentive scheme. Smaller units, state scheme is there. Tiny units, problem and TMBGP schemes are there. Documentation has been made super easy and there is a speedy disbursement. So the hassle in getting the unit registered for the subsidy and getting the incentives has become very easy in the recent past. Next. Coming briefly to the what kind of incentives we are offering. Under state scheme, we are offering capital investment subsidy 30 to 40%, GST full reimbursement, power charges if you set up unit in industrial estate 50% charges are reimbursed, working capital loans 4% interest subvention is there. Government offers a procurement preference, like if your rate is within 20% of the L1 rate in open tender, then you will get a first chance to supply to the government at the L1 rate. So that kind of incentive to the local industry is being offered by the state. Export promotion subsidy and additional subsidy, as I mentioned, over and above of normal to the third sector are there. Central government also provides subsidies, capital investment subsidy, plant and machinery 30%, interest subvention, then GST reimbursement, income tax reimbursement, payment of transport incentive and employee incentive. Basically, ETF contributions are borne by a major share is borne by the central government. So finally, like if I have to sum up, why should anybody look at Tripura? We have unique natural resources, untapped, unexplored opportunities are there, unique tourist destinations are there, attractive packages of central and state subsidies, close proximity to Bangladesh, Southeastern Asian markets, connectivity is improving day by day. Then industrial infrastructure is very good and improving with the LEV assistance, single window clearance, and finally a stable government and a supportive administration. So once again, by thanking you, I would urge all the participants, all the delegates who have come, who are part of this investment summit, to look at Tripura, to explore the area of their interest and come and invest in Tripura. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. I now request Sri Saji KV, Deputy Managing Director, NOVAT, to address the gathering.
Good morning to all of you. Respected Biplab Kumar Devji, Honorable Chief Minister of Tripura, Honorable Industries Minister Manoj Khan Devji, Sri V.K. Goyal, Secretary Industries, other dignitaries on and off the dais, and ladies and gentlemen. In fact, it is my privilege to represent the National Bank for Agriculture and Rural Development. Yes, as presented by the previous speaker, that the agro-based industries are the way forward for Tripura. As we see the last year's growth, agriculture sector is one sector which has grown very fast. In fact, Tripura is one of the 3 states of the country which have shown positive growth in GDP in the last 3 years. And there is a distinction that Tripura's per capita income is above the national average. In fact, it is one among the highest in the country. So, the National Bank is one bank which is interested with the primary sector. The primary sector in Tripura contributes to close to 1/3 of the state's GDP. In fact, as we go forward, we have to decrease the share of the primary sector here and increase the share of the manufacturing sector. Unless we do that, the state will not be progressing further. So the primary sector, once it feeds into the manufacturing sector in the form of raw materials, NABARD is there to assist. I am here to state to the state government that we will be partnering with the state in the rural infrastructure, which is very important for the state, because once the infrastructure like the highways, the roads, then the Internet way, these the first 3 parts of the infrastructure which the Honorable Secretary has told here, the highways, Internet way and the railway. Once the connectivity is increased, I think there will be a lot of investments coming in, and NABARD will be happy to associate with these activities. Now I see the organic spices, biofuel and ecotourism as the key sectors which the state can look forward. We have already assisted the state in substantial amounts. Till last year, we have already assisted around 3,200 crores in the rural infrastructure. Now, in the food processing sector, as I said, when the primary sector is surpluses, those surpluses have to be harnessed for the micro enterprises, small enterprises, medium enterprises, and consequently large enterprises. The mega food parks are the way forward. Already 2 mega food parks have been set up. There are more in the annual. The special economic zone, which the Secretary has told, is the way forward for the state. Now, being in the rural sector, we are concerned about the credit availability as well. So, we are in the process of augmenting the credit infrastructure as a part of the national policy for augmenting the cooperative sector. We are now embarking upon a massive project on computerizing the cooperative network, not only credit cooperatives but also other cooperatives in the primary sector as well. For that to happen, the net connectivity has to be improved, and we are in talks with Bharat Broadband Network Limited to improve the connectivity to all the villages of the state. The plantation sector, of course, there are a lot of scope. Rubber plantation is second to Kerala, but then growing very fast is a very good thing to hear. Here, the warehouse infrastructure. See, we are in the process of geotagging all the warehouses of the country, and as a part of that, we have done the geotagging, and it will be made available to all the farmers or those who are interested in aggregating the products. So, talking about the aggregation, the farmer producer organizations, yes, the agri value chain is which we have to now augment. The downstream value chain of the farmer, the input sector, already there are a lot of aggregations happening. But the upstream activities like products, aggregation, and then converting those to as raw materials for the manufacturing sector. That is where now we are adding upon now already farmer producer organizations as a part of the national policy of forming around 10,000 farmer producer organizations. We have taken steps in Tripura as well. There are a lot of scope, but then there needs to be guidance, capacity building needs to be there. There are lack of certain non-government agencies also, which we are trying to plug those facilities, and so we believe in equitable growth. So as the state progresses at a faster pace, we want that growth to happen at for the smallest of the common man as well. For that, we have got enough funds available with us, like farm sector promotion fund is there, tribal development funds are available. So all these funds need to be streamlined. The activities of these funds need to be streamlined with the activities of the state government, which we will be doing, which we are already doing, but we will be doing at a faster pace. Now, sitting in Mumbai, when I see the news items in Tripura of the last 3 years, there were a lot of encouraging news coming in. Tripura, we view it as the remotest part of the country, but when we delve deep into those activities, we see that Tripura is progressing very fast, and that fits into the vision of our Honorable Prime Minister in terms of Sabka Saath, Sabka Vikas, and also our Honorable Chief Minister here. He has already given a slogan of Ek Tripura, Shresth Tripura, and Vanguard will be there to assist the state government in all ways, and in tune with the state government of India's policy, and also will streamline those policies for the state government. I wish the today deliberations over here and the way forward have all the success, and reiterate our commitment, NABARD's commitment as a National Bank for Rural and Agricultural Development. All our efforts will be channelized for the state's efforts. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. I now request Dr. Sarwar Dhananiyam, Chairman, Rubber Board, to address the session.
Today is a very memorable day in the history of Tripura, when the Destination Tripura Investment Summit 2021 was today in the morning inaugurated by the Honorable and Dynamic Chief Minister Shri Biplab Devji. At the time of the inauguration, the other dignitaries present are Shri Manoj Kamti, Honorable Minister Industries and Commerce. Also virtually will be present Piyush Goyal, the Central Minister for Commerce and Industry. Also on the dais are the Secretary Industry Dr. P.K. Goyal, Chairman TIDC, and the other members from the ICC and the NABARD. Friends, since the two deliberations we have come to know that Tripura is very much rich in the natural resources like rubber, tea, bamboo, and some fruits, pineapples, jackfruits, and other items. But the rubber is the most important, and it is the second largest producing state in the country. Well, when we talk of rubber, we really talk of a material as indispensable to modern society as steel, wood, and mortar. We use products made of rubber at home, at play, even when we travel. Automobiles, trains, and aircraft rely not on it only as a necessity, but for safety and the comfort. About 5,500 value-added industries, units in both the large and medium and small-scale sectors, use natural rubber to produce hoses, belts, gaskets, tires, moldings, footwear, Hawaii chappals, and thousands of other products for the railways, defense, and the infrastructure. Rubber in the modern world is omnipotent. After completion of the life cycle of 32 years, rubber plantation, rubber tree becomes suitable also for rubber wood. Well seasoned, treated and processed rubber trees become suitable as wood, say rubber wood, well seasoned and well treated, which is also most comparable to teak wood and is highly suitable for furniture. Thus, it is another source of supplementary revenue and seed finance for replanting and bringing to the next generation in the family. When we see the rubber plantation for 30 years continuously after the mature period, they continuously gives the latex or the rubber, and after the maturity period is over, even then it does not stop to giving some revenue to the growers. The fallen trees, they become suitable for the rubber wood, and rubber wood, which also diminishes the demand of the forest wood and other plywood materials. Natural rubber is the stretching for far and wide in India after dominating the Kerala landscape. Now it has spread claiming its deep roots in the northeastern region of the country. Tripura has emerged as the next natural rubber capital of India. Just now before my speech, my member from the NABARD, he told that the Tripura is very fast developing also in this rubber sector. And seeing all this, rubber board much earlier, about say 30 years before, they identified that 1 lakh hectare land can be cultivated in this state. And we are pleased that by the efforts of the rubber board and also the dynamism of the state government, and particularly for the last 5 years, we have been able to cultivate 80,000 hectares of the rubber plantations, and out of which we are getting about 90,000 tons of the metric tons of the rubber, and which gives an immense resource to the state government revenue. Friends, we find that still about 30,000 hectares land is left for cultivation, and since we are going into the second generation of the plantation, the plantation which has been already covered, it's 30 years of the period of delivery, that also becomes a snide and for replantation. And seeing all these things, Rubber Board has come into an agreement with the Automobile Tire Manufacturers Association, and they are very much kind and very much aggressive to agree to our request for taking the project for 2 lakh hectares of rubber plantation in the northeastern region, including some parts of the West Bengal of the northern part. Out of this, 30,000 hectares land has been earmarked for the Tripura and 10,000 for the West Bengal. Seeing all these things, we can feel that it is a destination which has started delivering the rubber, natural rubber, by through the latex. Now the time has come that we should also start manufacturing the rubber goods in the state of Tripura, and for this we have come to know that the industrial policy and the different incentives which the state government is offering to the manufacturers, and here a number of manufacturers are present from Delhi, Bombay and Calcutta, and also somebody also have come from Tamil Nadu, and who could not come due to the COVID. Today morning they telephoned me, sir, after some time when the things are over, after within 1 month, we will be definitely visiting Tripura and we will explore the possibility with the local manufacturers so that we can start manufacturing the rubber goods here. Another way of bringing the rubber goods manufacturing is the cluster approach, which we can find that the small manufacturers or the small entrepreneurs of the state, they cannot venture of so much of the investment into the rubber manufacturing units, for that MSME's ministry, they have come forward with a cluster approach, and the state, I had a discussion with the secretary, Dr. P.K. Goyal, and he also agreed that we will discuss with the chief minister and definitely come with a solution so that we can have a cluster approach, we can make the bigger investment machines, and from where the small entrepreneurs, they can take the machines on the hire and they can start manufacturing the rubber goods in the state.
হৃদয় জুড়ে সোনার দুতি